When I think back to that initial motorbike trip, for me personally, it was one of the best, if not the best, angling experience of my life. And to catch some of those carp that I caught was just absolutely mind-blowing. But a consequence of a trip like that was that my own personal angling felt, I don't know, I don't want to say boring because I love fishing, but for about 6 months afterwards, it all felt quite flat, to be honest. And I really struggled to get back into it, you know. And I think when you reach highs like I reached on that trip, which were just so incredible, you know, everything else feels quite bland by comparison afterwards. And that's kind of the reason why it's taken me so long to go out and film a second one. So what could I do to make this film a different experience for myself and you guys? Well, I kind of guessed that maybe if I wasn't on my own all the time and I hooked up with people along the way, could make it interesting. That way I could get to sample some of the culture of the region that I'd be angling in. And being at Nash with a huge pool of consultants to call on, you know, I'm really quite privileged to be able to tap into that for this film. So with the format of the film decided, I guess the next thing was venue. For those of you who know me, you know that I love river fishing. So where could I take this next? My chosen venue stretches out over 952 kilometres of shoreline, starting near the Atlantic coast in the north of Spain and the estuary exiting into the Mediterranean Sea. You guessed it, I'm gonna fish the entire length of the River Ebro. That's enough of the talking heads. I've got an adventure of a lifetime to get on with, and with 952 kilometres in front of me, I needed to get a move on. On my initial 5-hour ride up to the Cantabrian Mountains, I was feeling pretty nervous, you know, as this was the heaviest my bike had ever been and the furthest I'd ever ridden it loaded like this.
My anxiety appears to have faded away quite quickly, you know, 3 hours into the ride, and these beautiful mountains are just such an epic distraction. It's so cold up here, and this fog is absolutely freezing, man. I think that's the lake over there. Is that the lake? Yes, that's the lake. Here we are. Come on. So this is it. Look at this place. It's massive. Wow. Wow. The wind's smashing in this way. It's a northerly wind and it's horrendously cold. I do think that the fish are more likely going to be tucked up in some of the bays. I think I'm going to do a U-turn here, head further up and see if I can find some small bays sheltered from the wind. We're just taking a ride around. I say a ride around, but it's 15 kilometres away. An arm that looks quite small on the map, but I've got a funny feeling after seeing how big this lake is that when we arrive at this arm, it's not going to be that small. The weather's not ideal really for spotting carp, but we give it our best go. Which means to cut the fizzers down there. A lot of weed too. What is that? It's carp. Oh my god, it's carp. She got all mirrors, every single one of them. That one's not too bad, that one there as well, look at that. Right, where can I fish from? What about over here? Nothing. No fish at all. How bizarre. Mate, if I could fish a drop net from here, I'd absolutely try and catch one right now off the surface.
Right then, I think we're going to fish here next to the bridge where we see those carp. Had a look further up, not that great. Nowhere near the size fish that I see from the bridge. One of them was definitely a 30 pounder, plenty of 20s. The ones up there look like singles and doubles. I reckon if I unpack my bike, I'll be able to ride it down here, get set up under this tree. We've got a bit of rain and that coming. Oh look, is there a swim under that tree? Yep, that was the sound of my bike falling over. Oh no. Lucky there was a couple of Russian lads passing by who could help me sort my bike out. Un momento, amigo, gracias. Thank you so much.
¿Tú hablas español?
Habla poco inglés?
English.
You speak English?
English.
These guys, mate, thank you. Top guys just helped me out there. Legends. I would ride my bike down to the waterline and crack straight on with building camp. Now there would be no bivvy or bed chair for this trip. Utilising a hammock and a bank life tarps, this would be my shelter and bedding for the month. God, there's been a few show out in front of me, you know. I'm feeling super confident here. No monsters, but I'll be happy to get a bend in the rod. But I've stepped my gear up for this trip quite considerably. So last time I was using 6 foot scopes along with the LR reels. This time I've gone for the new CGs with the ceramic guides. These are wicked in the 9 foot, coupled with the new GTL 6000 reels, which should be in the shops by the time this film comes out. On the bait front, just keeping it really, really simple. All I've brought with me is tiger nut slush and tigers, just like last time. I'm just going to ping these out with a very small stick with some tiger nut slush and some tiger nuts in, and literally just a catapult of tigers over the top. Just added a little bit of salt to the mix to make these particles PVA friendly. I'm just going to use a tiny little stick, not so big at all. I'm just going to ping this one on a Ronnie, just off the edge of that bit of weed over there. I don't think I really need to fish far. I had a quick lead around. Yeah, it's about 2 meters deep there. Perfect. Couldn't have asked for more. All the rods went out perfect, and the venue was incredible, and I was feeling really, really confident. But surprisingly, the first bite didn't come until just after dark. But the runs would continue all through the night until the morning. We find ourselves high up in the Cantabrian Mountains on what is the first major dam on the River Ebro. Now there is kind of like a stream that flows into here that's also called the River Ebro, but it's kind of seasonal depending on snow melt and rainfall and stuff. But this is the first place we can 100% catch carp, and last night we caught loads. All really scaly, pretty mirrors, including a couple of fillies as well, but nothing really over sort of 6 pound, unfortunately. That may be something to do with the depth in this area. I'm going to hang it out this morning, see if a bigger one comes along. If not, I'll probably get on the move, as although I've got 4 weeks to fish the entire River Ebro, it's nowhere near enough time. Like, to do it properly, you probably need 6 months. So I can't really devote loads of time to a section where there's only going to be small carp. But we've achieved our initial objective, which was to catch fish from the source. I've done that. If I haven't caught any better ones by the time I've finished my coffee and my porridge, I think a move's going to be on the cards, heading more into the main body of the lake where it's a bit deeper, where hopefully there might be some bigger carp lurking around us. It's pretty shallow here, to be fair, but I've got a big mission in front of me. The first objective completed, so let's see where this journey takes us next, eh? The action was constant. It was run after run, but they would all be from small carp of a similar size. See ya. Another small and incredibly cool mirror, but I think with this capture it brings my time in this position to an end. So I'm going to get packed up now, head off, try and find some deeper water and some bigger carp before we have to leave this beautiful venue.
So cool, man. Oh, mate, this place is mental.
Oh my god. This spot looks ridiculous, man. It's like the sea. The beach. Big mountains in front of us. Can't even see the other side. Got a plateau over there, and according to the sonar app, there's a deep channel in the middle, and I'm hoping this is where we're going to be able to find some better fish. So it's got everything going for it, this spot. Hopefully it's got some fish as well. Right, we get a move on. Yep, still sharp, even though I caught about 20 carp at the same 3 rigs. Both rods went down with a solid crack in that deeper channel that I'd found with the sonar app. I would spend the rest of the afternoon preparing kit, as tomorrow I had to be on the move again. It's proper cold this morning. Look, I'm in my motorcycle gear as I'm that freezing. Certainly a lot less bites in this spot, but the average size was about the same. Small, little, beautiful mirrors. No big ones at all. So I think I'm gonna get packed up in a minute and get on the move. But before I leave, I need to do a bit of maintenance on the bike as the chain's pretty loose and looks like it's rubbing on the chain guard. And my phone holder looks like it's about to fall off as well. So I need to deal with those 2 items first before I get a move on. My maintenance issues wouldn't take too long to resolve, and soon I'll be ready to hit the road again. Sorted. Right, we're ready to get packed now. We're going to start heading down river, but hopefully there's some chance of a bigger carp. But for now, my first objective complete. Fish from the source. Let's see what we can do next. This was possibly the most picturesque ride I'd ever undertaken in my life. The changing scenes and landscapes were breathtaking, and I couldn't wait to get to the next spot. This is very nicely. Flows nice and slow. Obviously we're up against the barrage. A nice strip of weed here, just in front of us. Looks like a little deeper bit in this channel on the inside, so maybe I'll ping 2 over to the other side of the weed, 1 down in this margin, have a bit of a lead around first, see what's on the bottom, see if it's fishable or not, or if it's some sort of concrete construction like I'm standing on. Doesn't look like there's anywhere to get my hammock up, so I guess I'll be sleeping on my roll-up mat down there on the floor tonight. No sweat, it's just one night, and I really want to just get a night in here and tomorrow get the miles in again. Hastily preparing 3 rods, I would cast them out to my chosen spots. All 3 went down perfect, and I would tuck myself into bed early in preparation for another big day tomorrow. took mental. Nearly all fillies. It's really quite bizarre to think that this is a river stretch full of filly scouts. Look at it. First common. So funny. Like, Spain is just known for commons. I think that's the first one on the trip. There you go, mate. With plenty more kilometres in front of me and limited time, I couldn't hang around any longer. Packing my stuff, I'd hit the road once more, heading further south. That's the spot I'm supposed to be at. For some stupid reason, the sat-nav's taken me here. I hate Google Maps sometimes, but I can see the water in front of the swim is slow. All the rest of it looks like it's boiling. But right in front of that swim, it looks really slow, so we might be in luck here. Alright, before I decide exactly where I'm going to take a walk. Right, here we are at the spot. And it looks really, really good. While I was getting the cameras out, I've seen two show, like, clean out the water. One was a common, one was a mirror. Not big, maybe like £25, but a bit better than the fish that we've had so far. But if you look here, I'm on the inside of a bend. Like I said earlier, I needed to find the inside of a bend, because if you look over towards the far margin, you see the river is absolutely howling, like it's proper steaming through. But where this bit is a bit shallower, like, and the water's pushing to the outside of the bend, here it's still. Look, it's completely still, so I won't need to use big leads. I can just flick out a couple of 6-ounce inlines. Yeah, I reckon this is the one, mate. I'm feeling confident about this tonight. Like, they're the biggest fish I've seen so far, and I want to catch them. I cracked straight on with preparing bait and rigs. This time I'd fish all three on the deck with blowbacks and a PVA stick to prevent weed and debris from building up around the hook in the flow. Casting all my rods to the slack water on the edge of the current line. This would be the area the food would naturally deposit, and I hoped would be the area where the carp would naturally feed. Not long after dark, the first rod would bust off, from what felt like a pretty good fish. Yes. Check that out. What a lovely, lovely carp. That was my luck, eh? And do you know what makes this capture that much more special for me? I had no pin for this spot. I wasn't told about this stretch. I literally was just bombing around on my bike, using Google Maps, trying to find somewhere where I could access the water. And all that work and effort led me to here. The evening was still early and the action was relentless, continuing all through the night until the morning. Although I hadn't had much sleep, I guess you could still call this my favourite kind of wake-up call, and this would be the biggest fish of the bunch so far. I would safely retain the carp in the net, just until the sun got up enough to be able to take some nice pictures and video. It's been absolutely madness. I think I had like 9 bites now. A lot of skanky looking ones look like they've come over the top of the weir, but had another really nice one. Check that out. Isn't it lovely? What a difference 120 kilometres makes, eh? Picking this spot on the inside of the bend has been an absolute gift, honestly. The action's been solid through the night, and the average size has been really great. I couldn't think of a better start to this trip now, you know. Feels like the carp fishing's underway, like the sightseeing and the touring's done. I would spend the rest of the morning tying rigs and preparing bait, ready for a recast once bite time had slid out the way. But during the rest of the afternoon, things were surprisingly quiet. The fishing's really slowed down today, and it sort of coincides with the slowing down of the water too. Since this morning we haven't really had any action at all. And I'm putting that down to the flow, you know, like when we picked this spot yesterday, the water was really pumping through, and now that the flow's calmed right down, those benefits have kind of gone away, and with it, it seems the carp. Going into tonight, I do feel confident still that we're going to maybe pick 1 or 2 off, but I can't see it being as prolific as yesterday. But still, it's been a great find, this spot, and I've really enjoyed it. It was well needed, you know, after all the small fish at the beginning. Not that that really bothered me, because the whole experience of that part was incredible. You know, it wasn't really like fishing that part. It was more like touring on the bike and exploring, and I really love that. Being on the bike, you're so much more present than driving in the car, and you kind of like, I don't know, feel your surroundings rather than just driving through them, if you know what I mean. But all the rods are sorted. We've got plenty of rigs tied for this evening, so if it does pop off, I'm sure we'll be fine. Just a couple of small ones last night, as expected with the river flow slowing down. But today I'm heading off. I said at the beginning of this film I wanted this trip to be a little bit different and not just me on my own bombing around the same as the last one. So today I'm going to be meeting up with a local consultant, Rodrigo, who's going to show me some of his local spots 30 minutes downstream from here. So I've got a bit to pack up now and hit the road.
Whoa.
It was a lovely ride to the next spot, but terribly uncomfortable in all my motorcycle gear in 38 degrees. Arriving at the new location, I've been met by Rodrigo and his cousin David, who'll be joining us for the night at the new spot.
Just getting the bike stashed away. So I've got to leave it quite away from the spot. So I'm just going to hide it behind this tree. Perfecto, hermano.
Spot bien, amigos. Woo. Mucho calor. Mucho calor.
Mucho calor aquí en el Ebro.
Agua aquí, todo tranquilo.
Sí, todo tranquilo. No corre el agua, lo único allí.
No necesito grande plomo, ¿no? No, pequeño plomo bien.
Sí,
Sí.
Con 90 gramos
Sí.
de plomo sobra.
Amigo.
Bien.
Bien.
Bien, mira.
Ah, sí.
Yes, boys. Come on, vamos. Congratulations, bro. Well done, bro. Bonito carpa, amigo. What a lovely one to start with. Like, well done, Danny. Just kicking it here, just taking in the scenes after that ride, you know, sweating my tits off in my riding gear. But now I'm motivated, I want to catch one. Now I know it's possible to catch one in a day, like, I've got to get a move on now. So, rods are all out, ready to go. Let's get to it. We'd all fished 2 rods each, inside the dead arm in the slack water, with mine being just on the current line. With all the rods in position, we'd kick back for a social and a little bit of carpy chat, accompanied by a bit of food, while we waited for that anticipated first bite. Sí, got the bite, hermano. Yes, boys. In? Yes, well done. Well done, mate.
First fish in the river.
Lovely one, bro.
Yes.
Lovely
Nice.
Rodrigo got his rod straight back out on the spot, and it didn't take long to get the second bite.
In? Come on. Come on, boys.
It's beautiful.
It was another lovely carp, and the action seemed to be hotting up, as it wasn't long before Rodrigo was away again. The fishing was prolific, and now finally it was my turn to get in on the action.
Absolute shredder-tron. Feeling well left out this party I was. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah? Yeah? Yes, mate. Boom.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, is that right? I'm not going to waffle too much because Rodri's got one on. But yeah, this is my first one. Mega fish, got in the flow, big scrap. Let's get him back because we need to deal with this other carp that's on the rod now. Lovely, thank you so much.
It was absolute carnage in this spot. Literally, the bites were coming one after the other and would continue well into the night.
Perfecto. Just literally put that rod back out. This is busted off straight away, isn't it, guys? 10 minutes? 10 minutos?
Yes. 10 minutes.
Last night was a proper busy night. The boys had loads, it popped off. Didn't get much sleep at all, feeling very, very shattered this morning, especially since I was sleeping on the floor again as there's nowhere to string a hammock. But we're going to get a move on in a minute. Just going to get that carp out now, do some pictures, send him back, start packing up. We're going to head off and try and find some new spots and some new fish, hopefully some mirrors. But this spot's been incredible, the company's been great, people have been lovely. Surroundings are just magical, man. I'm proper loving this trip. Well, that was probably the best one for me last night. We're all pretty much the same size, super hard fighting river carp, all put up a hell of a scrap, and great fun to play in, especially on those 9-footers, man. Right, let's get packed up and go.
Rods on my back, my clothes bag, my tops. Let's try and get ourselves up this hill. There she is. Halfway.
Oh well, I was kind of surprised it hadn't happened sooner, to be honest.
Oh yeah, this is lovely, mate. Oh look, I can put my hammock here. I can sleep in the hammock tonight. Yeah. We're sleeping. What a lovely spot, man. What a lovely spot.
I would say goodbye to Rodri as he had work that day. The spot was incredibly beautiful, but there was a big problem. There was an unbearable stench from a rotting beaver carcass and it needed sorting out. It's putrid. I'm proper almost yakking up, like every time the wind blows around this way. It needs something drastic to sort it out, man.
I don't think I've ever smelled anything. Oh, it just smells so bad. I need to mark the spot so I don't run through it and end up sticking my foot into putrid beaver body. Right, that should do the trick.
I shouldn't think this spot is too dissimilar to the other corner we fished the other day. I did have a brief look over on Google Maps, and when I looked on Google Maps I could see that, that all this area out in front of me is snag free. So I'm not going to worry about having a lead around. I'm just going to place the baits where I've seen possibly 5 or 6 carp show now. Nothing big. I know it's clear. I'm just going to get the rods in. With all the rods fishing pucker, it was time to have a little freshen up. It had actually been around a week since the last time I'd had a proper wash, and I was beginning to stink really bad. The rest of the day passed without event, but you know what? That didn't faze me. Just look at this place. It was absolutely incredible. I just hoped I'd have one in the sack before Rodrigo came to join me the following morning.
This river really is so beautiful, and I'm really appreciating seeing the changing faces of the landscape. It's really one of the things that when I set out on this trip I wanted to witness, and I really feel like I'm immersed in it now. But last night I was only able to catch small fish, and this morning that's not really a problem to me because I'm having the absolute wildest of times. But I did hear a few bigger ones show in the far margin. I heard them move a lot of water around midnight, and I'm kind of feeling like it's worth a chance to stick one over there. Now with the leads I've got, which are only 6 ounces, there's no chance of putting one straight out with the kayak. With that flow, it'd just get washed away instantly. But I have got a couple of downrigger clips with me, and now that Rodri's turned up to fish this last night in this area with me, I can get him to stand on the bank and hold the rod up really, really high while I kayak over, get one of those downrigger clips in a tree and drop the line on the other side. I think with both of us working together, I've got a strong chance of making it work. Here we go, about to hit the fast water. Let's see if it's doable or not. Come on. Yes, I do believe it is doable. Yes. Okay, it's getting faster now. Going against the current. Oh mate, it's really fast now. Really fast. I have to go faster. Oh man, it's just so fast in this bit. Let's get through it. Whew. Next thing, I need to find somewhere to get this clip in the tree. It clips in. It's gonna go like that. It's gonna fish here. Okay, sweet. Okay, it's possible.
Back in my boat with sweet tigers and monster shrimp, I would tie my main line to my waist and row out to the spot. Dropping my rig in the slack water, I'd head back over to the branch to attach my leader to the downrigger clip under tension. This would ensure that the carp bolted out of the snag when it hit the tension of the clip. With a small help in a bait, my trap was set.
Not easy, hermano. Not easy, mate.
With my rod set perfectly and a solid day's graft behind us, it was only fitting that we treated ourselves for a delicious kebab that evening. With the wind speed picking up and the flow rate of the river starting to steam through, the conditions look absolutely perfect for a big one, and I hope our efforts will be rewarded. Surprisingly, the first bite came in the early hours of the morning from the brake line on the far margin.
Rodri.
Big one.
Wait. No, it's okay. It's a nice one. It's ready. Come on. Yeah. Is in? In? Yeah. Come on. Yes, mate. Come on. Oh, he's a good one.
Big one, eh?
He's a big one.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, mate.
Oh.
Yes, mate. Sick.
Okay.
Come on.
Not long after my capture, Rodri's rod would bust off from what seemed like another decent fish.
Big run.
Yeah. Oh.
Big run. I go get the net.
Wow.
Big mirror. Big mirror. Whoa. Big mirror, the lineal. The lineal. No way, bro. Yeah, it's the big lineal. Yeah, it's the big lineal.
No, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Look at that.
No.
Just to think, 2 days ago, Rodrigo and I were sat there looking pictures of that very same carp. It's mad how fishing works sometimes, you know? And now, that fish was sat in his retainer, waiting for pictures. Talking of pictures, we best get a move on, because I need to get packed up and hit the road.
What a mega carp. Real lovely one, this one. I literally caught it 20 minutes after catching the bigger one that I'm going to show you in a minute from the break line. But with all the faffing around yesterday, it was really difficult in the flow to set that break line. And for me, I just felt like it was impossible in the dark. So I just banged a PVA stick on, cast this one out on the edge. 20 minutes later, busted off with this mega cool carp. Great colours, buzzing to have caught him. Thank you so much. The big one, let's go. Check that out. Everything I dreamed of catching from these upper stretches. Big boxy frame, heavyweight bruiser, immaculate condition with that big overslung protractor mouth, munching on those crayfish and mussel shells. Those curved shank X hooks were so penetrated deep in its mouth, it was never ever coming off. An absolute mega carp. And although this was the biggest one from last night, in my opinion, it was by far nowhere near the best, as Rodri caught an absolutely incredible linear, a super mirror of the river. We get some pics done of this one, and we'll get that one out for you guys to take a look at too. Lovely, thank you. Yeah, come on. Let's get the big mirror.
Y la verdad que este pez pone un broche final a la sesión, en la que conseguimos hacernos con dos peces muy grandes y una de las mejores genéticas de este río. La experiencia con Samir pescando ha sido genial. Nos lo hemos pasado muy bien en este precioso entorno.
What a carp, just look at that.
Yeah.
Sick one, bro. But man, what a way to end this part of the video, eh?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Right, let's get some pictures done. We're slipping back and I'm hitting the road. Well done, mate.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Y nada más que decir, vamos a soltarla y que dé más alegrías. Go.
I was gassed for Rodrigo, as this was a carp he'd been after for years. To share that capture of him was such an awesome memory to savour from this trip. But now, it was time to pack the bike and hit the road. With another 13 stops along the way, 433 kilometres, and a little over 3 weeks angling in front of me, I would be hard pushed to complete my mission on time.